Hello everybody, my name is Drew and welcome to the second episode of Flight School 2020. Today we're going to be working on lessons 4 and 5, doing our first landing and learning how to make a traffic pattern, while of course taking in the views down here at Sedona. Let's get right into it. Alright, starting with our landing, we're going... Alright, let's start with the landing. What goes up must come down. In this training session, you will focus on the key techniques for successful landings. Manage speed and glide path on the final approach, flare the aircraft to touchdown smoothly, and brake after the landing of the flight. This will take approximately 4 minutes, so let's get going. Okay, we are back here at Sedona in the same airplane we were before, the Cessna 152. Now, I believe we are set up to land, so we can just go straight ahead.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. The man was a terminal pessimist, but he wasn't wrong. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing.
Okay.
We've got clearance for a straight-in approach, so we don't have to complete the standard traffic pattern. And I've already set us up in landing configuration, at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. We're on the glide slope now.
Doesn't
Maintain
it just
speed
look
around
beautiful?
65 knots. Change your pitch if you need to, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, you want to keep it steady in your sights. If it looks like the number's moving up in your windscreen, you're coming in low.
Okay.
You'll need to add a bit more throttle to get back on the slope. If it looks like the number's moving down in your windscreen, well, then you're too high.
Okay.
You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent, but you'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Yep. So when we add flaps, it's going to change our attitude just like the last time, so we have to trim forwards again. And if you look off our wing now, you can see we've got a bit more flap now. It's come out more. We look very, very high in my opinion, so I'm gonna let us go down a little faster. If you like this episode, I suggest you check out episode 1. You can find that in the Flight School 2020 playlist on my channel. You can also check out my Twitch channel. That's where I am live the most. It's my main platform, twitch.tv/juju46. We're live almost every single day for this
Keep
release
your aim
of
point on
Flight
the
Sim
runway
2020.
threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Okay.
Once we pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then, pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose
We
just
look
above it.
very high, I think. So we're just gonna go over these dashed lines called the threshold. You know you're
Okay,
right
we're
when the
past the
lights are too
threshold.
white and
Start to
too
flare.
red. Our lights were obviously not like that. We were way too high.
Keep pulling back slowly. Let the plane settle onto the runway. Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing.
Okay, we did it.
Nice. Now apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
We did it, everybody.
Great job. As they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
That is
But
true.
if you can use the plane the next day, it's outstanding.
Yep.
Landings can be hard, even for seasoned pilots. Trust me, don't hesitate to practice. After all,
Okay.
that's what we're here for, right?
That is. And we have passed. We followed the glide slope, flared the aircraft, and brought it to a stop. Okay, let's go on to the next mission, which is learning the traffic pattern. Okay, we are back to the second lesson of today. Here at Sedona, we're going to do a traffic pattern, which is going to be taking off, going around, and coming back to land again. We're still at the Cessna 152. It's going to be a great time. So, come on.
Let's be honest, no one likes going around in circles. Unless you're a pilot training on traffic patterns.
Okay.
Sedona's standard traffic pattern follows a 1,000-foot altitude around the main runway. By the time we're through here, you'll know how to complete the full run from takeoff to landing. So let's get
Awesome.
started.
First thing it says we need to do is take off. We can release our parking brake. And go. Okay, we're steering to make sure we keep in a straight line. And once we get to that 70, we're going to start coming back. Nice and easy. Up
When
we
we're
go.
up, keep us aligned with the runway and climb to 5,400 feet.
Okay, so we want to stay
We're going
straight
for
in
a
line
left-hand traffic
and go
pattern.
to 5,400 feet. So you can see our goal right over there in front of us. Okay, we're passing through 5,000 feet now. Getting close to the 5,400 and close to the entrance of the traffic pattern.
Once we reach altitude, you're gonna start turning left 90 degrees toward a 122 degree heading.
Okay,
Okay, we're in the pattern. Get ready to enter the crosswind section.
we're going to
Good.
turn left,
Keep going till you reach the traffic pattern
keeping in
altitude
mind
of
that our attitude
5,700
has to
feet.
change when we turn.
Ready to make your left turn downwind? When the runway appears at the halfway point of your wing strut, you'll know you're at a good glide distance.
Okay. Halfway point. I'd say that's halfway. We can turn now. There we go. We're a little off, but we're
We've
getting
got the
pretty
wind
close.
at our back now. We're on the right track.
Ooh, that rhymes.
Lower
Okay.
your nose to a cruise attitude and reduce power to 2,100 RPMs.
We're gonna reduce for
Once
power.
your speed is in the white arc, add 10 degrees of flaps to prep us for landing. Now's not a bad time to check if the runway is looking good.
No one's on the
And
runway.
it probably goes without saying, always watch out for other planes entering or exiting the pattern.
And since we're within the white arc, we can bring our first notch of flaps out. There it is.
We're gonna fly past
gonna
the
start
end
going
of the
up, so
runway
we
here.
wanna
Keep going
make
until
sure
you see it
we
at a
stay
45-degree
level.
angle behind you.
So we're gonna keep going
That's
this
your
way
cue
until
to
we
turn
see it
left
behind
again
us
onto the
45
base leg.
degrees. And we're passing it now. This is just so beautiful, isn't it? Look at, you just look out the window, you can see how beautiful this sim is. You can really get an appreciation for why people like to do this so much. Me, myself included. It's just so much fun. There we have the airport. So once it gets to that 45-degree angle,
Alright, reduce
about
power
here.
to idle to start losing altitude and maintain cruise attitude.
we're gonna pull our power all the way back.
Keep an eye on the runway as we get ready for our final turn. That'll also keep our speed around 65 knots.
Okay, so there's the runway where that hill is. We're gonna turn left for our final approach. We can bring our flaps another notch. That will allow us to fly slower and still have lift. There's the airport. We probably turned a little too early, but that's okay. We're still following the general shape, and that's really what matters.
There we go. The runway's in full view. Make sure to keep the plane centered on approach. If you're too high, add flaps. Too low, add power to maintain the glide path.
Okay, we're gonna add some power now because as you can see we have 3 reds and we want a red and white. Red means too low, white means too high. I'm gonna add some more flaps so I can go slower. And we're gonna start coming over the airport now. Over the fence. And land on the ground. There we go. Definitely wasn't the smoothest landing, but it was a good landing whatsoever because we can use the plane again. And we can use the brakes to slow down and
Way
come
to
to
stick
a
the
stop.
landing. Now, just apply the brakes to slow your roll. And make sure you don't stop on the runway, of course.
Oopsie.
If other planes are looking to land, we've got to move. Take one of the taxiways on the right.
Okay, so we're gonna take this first exit right here.
Good job. As an old instructor said to me, not only did you not die, you're really learning to fly.
Yeah, awesome. And we have passed our traffic pattern. Thank you guys for staying with me for the second episode of Flight School 2020. I hope you've learned something today. If you haven't checked out episode 1, be sure to check it out in the playlist Flight School 2020. Check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/juju46. That is my main platform. I'm live there sometimes multiple times a day. Be sure to sub to the channel and give a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Thank you for watching. Bye.